What up, dope creatives? It's Jazz Jatoy. I am director and writer of Mercy. I have two co-writers, Courtney Page and Alessandra Joy Carter. So my producer is Kayla Skipper and DP Spike G. So with that being said, this film came about when late February I ran across Screening Room ATL collabing with Purposely You by Raquel, and I was like, self-love, I can do that. Because back in December I was working with DFAS Atlanta. If you're familiar with Atlanta at all, Dustin Felder's actor studio, I was doing, crew work there, and I kept, having these conversations with people, and they were like asking me, was I a writer? And if you know me at all, you know that I am a poet. Which brings me to myself. Let me just introduce myself a little bit. I'm 22 years old. I was born in Virginia, raised in LA. I've lived in Arkansas, and now I'm based in Atlanta, Georgia. So I came out here for my acting, and now it's a year later, and I'm writing and directing my first film. So you couldn't have told me a year ago that I'd be doing this, but I did it. And it was just something that kind of dawned on me. I mean, a very small thought at the end of 2018 that I was like, maybe I should write my own, film. And I discussed it with a friend, and he was like, dang, that would be a lot. And I was just like mildly offended, but I was just like, whatever. But I kept having these conversations with people, and I was just like, maybe I should really do it. So when this opportunity presented itself, I reached out to Courtney, and she linked me with Kayla. And, I'm thinking, I was so anxious about the script writing part. I was just like, I don't know format. I don't know how to do this, da-da-da. Now, I've written commercial scripts and radio scripts, but never like a screenplay. So that was very foreign to me. So I'm thinking, when I meet Kayla, I'm like, she's gonna write with me, she's gonna teach me how to do this. And that was not the case. She was like, yeah, I'm gonna produce. And I was like, no. But we had Alessandra and Courtney who wanted to be in the writing room as well, so it just worked out. So I will tell anybody to this day, I could not have done this film without Kayla Skipper. Like, she was the right side of my brain. I don't know, like, things that I would forget, she would remember, and vice versa. And we really kept each other accountable. Like, her work ethic is phenomenal. She's an amazing person. She stuck with me for life, to be honest with you. As far as budget, what budget? Okay. There was no budget. We decided, it was Kayla's idea to do the GoFundMe. It was so last minute. I'm telling you, I had about 3 weeks, maybe 4, to completely do this film. We shot in 2 days. They were less than 12-hour days. All I paid for was my DP and Crafty for my actors and my crew. I didn't even pay for my locations. Like, I lucked out with my locations too. My leasing office has a beautiful, clubhouse, so I was able to use that. Courtney had let us use her office, and I used my house and Kayla's house, and that was it. And that just worked out. The storyline of Mercy, I hope my friend doesn't hate me, but it was just very close to home for me. And what happened was, we had a conversation, and the line in Mercy that says, when she says, if you would have asked me a year ago, I would have thought I was, I would have said I was worthless. Now I can't imagine saying that at all. It's a quote directly from her. And that moment made me so happy, because mental health is very important, and to see her growth, and to see her choosing herself and choosing to be healthy and loving herself, and watching her transform in that way was so admirable that I couldn't like not put that in there, right? As far as things that I've learned, I made so many mistakes during this dang film, you guys. I didn't go to school for film. I didn't at all. I went to school. I got a scholarship in theater and dubbed it and got my degree in communication studies. So film was not anywhere in through there, okay? At all. But it was something that I wanted to do, and now I realize, oh, I really like this. I can learn more about this, and that's just how I feel about it. What I learned is it's important to pick a DP that specializes in your genre, because that can clash, and that was an issue. But it wasn't an issue as in like, oh, it's just dire. It was just like obvious that people see things differently when their genre is action or suspense rather than a more serious dramatic eye. It also is important, which this is something I knew, but I didn't have a budget, and I didn't realize that I didn't realize it was going to be a problem until it was a problem. You get me? Is recording your audio and your visual on two separate entities, or however you want to call it, because that matters. I'm gonna put it like that. I had eventually sound design issues that some were fixable, some weren't. And I had to bite the bullet on that, which was really hard for me because I'm a perfectionist. I'm really big on, my name being on something, I needed to be as good as I am, or better. So that was something that I had to bite the bullet on. As far as casting, it was super easy. I didn't have a problem with that, getting the casting call out, getting on backstage, getting feedback, getting actor submissions. That wasn't an issue. I have some talented actors. Shout out to Amber Rain. Phenomenal actress. Really love her. What else is there? Oh, so at the premiere, my anxiety was through the roof. This is about mental health awareness. So anxiety is real. Okay, and I was so anxious that day. Like, I had to call my mom, like, Ma, I need you to pray, because it was my first film, you guys. Like, dang, like, you only get one first, you feel me? So I was like, oh crap. And she was like, okay, and she prayed for me, and then I walked back in there and I was like, let's get it. And it was a refreshing feeling to hear people reacting to your writing, laughing and or whatever the case may be. We didn't win, but the creator of Screening Room shouted us out as her favorite, so I'll take that as a win, any day. And I don't know, I really enjoyed it. As far as writing goes, there are certain things about the film in general that were specific towards that challenge at the Screening Room. And the narration part, I did write the poem very last minute in a way. I kind of almost forgot about it. But I really enjoyed it. It's probably one of my favorite parts of the film. And there were actually decisions that we made to shoot like a series of shots of self-love that we did not at the last minute. And so at the screening, we saw another film that did that, and that's what made them win, but that's essentially what made us lose. But that was the one thing I was proud of, because I was like, yes, like, I'm glad we took that out, because it doesn't look like theirs. I mean, that may be, stupid to say, but that's just how I felt. Honestly, it was like, I'm glad we didn't do it. Because they did it, even though we had the idea to do it. But everything works out the way it's supposed to. I appreciate everybody who supported this film, be it financially, be it you shouting me out, you checking on me, you checking on my mental health. I really, really appreciate y'all. That does not go unnoticed. Like, everybody who reached out to me, helped me, collab with me, everything, like, send me gifts. This is such a cute gift I got from my producer the night of the screening or whatever. I hope you guys enjoy the film. I hope you share. I hope you like. I hope you comment. If you are struggling with mental health, you're not alone. Okay, depression is real, anxiety is so real. Okay, and I know for myself, I didn't even acknowledge it as anxiety. I just was like, yo, I'm bugging and try to shake it off. But it's like, no, that's a real thing. And that's why I say, be anxious about nothing. I say it so much, somebody gave that as a gift, and it says, be anxious about nothing, as a quote by me. But it's actually in the Bible, but I just say it so much. But it's true because it's so easy for me to be anxious, you know, about what's to come and what to expect and what not to expect, or just the unknown in general. So you're not alone. The world needs you now more than ever. I'm wishing you all love. Stay dope. Keep creating. Peace.